It's almost as if there's lots of things that you would like to do, but one of them will become obvious what is needed to be done. Hi, my name's Dee and welcome to Sunchild Tarot. Now this is a general reading for Tiger. So anyone born in the year of the Tiger, which I think was 74, and add or minus multiples of 12 years from that. So as a general reading rules apply. You know, it's not going to answer for everybody, but you can ask a question for this style of reading beforehand. If you want to do that, take a moment and think about all the questions that are around you and focus on one of them. Be aware of all of them because the cards will answer what they please to. But focus on one of them. That gives energy to the process, and hopefully I will return that energy to you in the form of an appropriate reading. Resonating reading, I suppose I should say. If someone else appears in the reading, apparently roles can get reversed. I've not noticed that, but my readings are normally pretty self-focused. That's probably not the right word, but the querent focused. So let me know if that ever does happen. Now obviously if it does resonate for you, comment, tell me. It would be really nice to know, so I don't just feel like I'm sat talking nonsense to a camera. Obviously as a YouTube person as well, a like helps the video get seen, and subscribe really helps the channel. I'm still a young channel for the time being. Other housekeeping, there is a link down below for the Facebook page for this channel. Now I post all of my videos obviously, because let's face it, YouTube notifications have gone a little bit weird. But I also post all the astrology videos that I watch, or at least all the weather forecast type astrology videos that I watch. So if you want to keep up to date on that, come and join on the Facebook page. Right, with no further ado, because I don't think I've got any more housekeeping. This reading is being performed in the back end of October. So really it's to cover October-November time, because I imagine it will be the back end of November before I next do my Chinese Zodiacs, because that's what seems to be happening every month. And with that, let me bring up the cards. So this really seems to be a decision time for you at the moment, Leo, and I think the path will be made clear. We have from the in-between tarot, we start with the Hanged Man to the Death card. Now that actually refers to, in the little book here, I'm just grabbing it, a release of the ego. I suddenly forgot it all of a sudden. And what I'm seeing is we start with the Seven of Cups clarified by the Seven of Cups. So you've got plenty of options. You've got a lot of options at the moment. You are potentially overwhelmed with options at the minute, so much so that it's not, ooh, which one shall I do? And probably more sort of, what do I do? I can do that, and I can do that, and I can do that, but which one? But things have been held for a while, precisely for you to gain clarity. Ace of Swords here. It's almost as if there's lots of things that you would like to do, but one of them will become obvious what is needed to be done, what is necessary, for whatever that means. Whether that mean it's going to mean necessary for you, but it may well be necessary for your family, your friends, your colleagues. There's a bigger pictureness to all of this, but it is definitely now a time to plan. We have the hexagram 42 increase, which is wind above thunder, or the wind moving the thunder. It is time to set things into motion. It's time to actually make a choice, make a commitment. I think maybe there's a commitment that you might have been avoiding, or just going, avoiding is probably too strong a word. You've just been going, I can't do that yet. Because I do not know. I have not got enough information. And there is a certain element of numbness with this realization when you go, this is what I need to do. This is the bit where I recognize the choice I have to make, where I'm going to throw myself behind one main choice, where I am literally going to get initiated on my own, under my own power, under my own self-determination. So this is not something that's being influenced by others around you, although you are advised to ask for help, to ask for some advice, but it is purely that, advice. And I think the advice that you are required to ask for, it's not in the process of taking that advice. It may well be that you are to ask advice and you find yourself playing devil's advocate, or you have a plan and you go and pass it by somebody and they play devil's advocate, and so that you are able to coalesce a strategic way forward. Even no Seven of Swords here, but there's some wonderful symmetries in this reading. We've got Hanged Man to death with the Hanged Man here, but there's, like I said, there's been this numbness of how do I go forward? What am I going to do now? How am I going to which way do I go? Simple as that. Which way do I go? Because there's so many options, and the amount of possible things to do seems to be causing you no small amount of stress. And if you are not feeling that, now I want to say guidance from your heart, guidance from your crown as well, you know, guidance from spirit, that if you are not following your intuition, if you are not following that sense of this needs to be done for the best of all concerned, plus the action that needs to be done for the best of all concerned also has a total absence of boredom with it. There is no boredom, you know. So whether that means, oh my God, that's going to be stressy because we do have 10 of Wands on the bottom of the main deck, or whether that means, oh, this is fascinating and it makes me nervous and I can see that I'm going to worry about every single aspect of this, but nonetheless, oh, shiny, you know, this, this is the way forward. There's this temperance here, clarifying the Ace of Cups. So out of all the options that you have, one stands out, but one stands out once you are putting your own ego concerns to one side. So I do feel like I'm inspired to say, never mind what you always wanted to do. What do you want to do now? And what gets the best result? Because whatever you set into motion right now with this hexagram will increase. Now is the time now. One of my I Ching books describes this beautifully. And yes, I still refer. I've been using the I Ching for years, but I always refer to the books. But I have 3 now, so you get quite a spread. But this is a beautiful way of describing it. This is a time to recognize, accomplish, and receive reward for concrete tasks. If there is a bridge, then we should cross. If there is potential backed by a solid logical foundation, then we should proceed. If we have no plan, then now is the time to expend resources and formulate one. If something is good, then we shall imitate it. If something is broken, then we shall fix it. Which suddenly reminds me of the We Will Fix It song off of Bagpuss, always sang by the Mouse. But yeah, I want to focus on that "we will fix it" because that is coming through very strongly, and it fits with the that sense of putting your ego aside. So it's no matter what you wanted to do, there's almost like there is a realization that, oh my god, this is broken. But it's not just, oh my god, this is broken. It's, oh my god, this is broken and I can fix it. Um, but I can fix it only by leveling up and only by putting to one side some of the concerns, some of the goals, ideas that I have been hanging on to. It's not a plain and simple case of needs must. But I cannot deny that there is the driving factor is you acknowledging that needs must. So it's like I said, whether needs must or not, I don't know. Um, but you see something broken and you require to fix it. And it does mean that some of the options that you've been trying to hang on to will fall by the wayside, but you're going to get quite a lot of satisfaction by the attempt of fixing whatever it is. Your energy is on the increase. We've got out of the Kuan Yin oracle Tai Chi Rising, which is basically talking about an expansion of your energy field. And if you are clued in, and if you are actually listening to your guidance, and like I said, there is an element of your guidance having that magpie instinct. When you're looking at all these different options, there is the element of that's broken and I can fix it. I will have to level up to fix it, but look, it needs doing. And am I the only one that can see this? Am I the only one that can see that this is broken? But I can see how to fix it by leveling up, by being get my teeth in, by being reborn in my own power practically, by taking that sense of that step of initiation, because if you don't, either way your choice gets recognized. But if you don't, there's go for trying to fix the thing that needs fixing. There's that sense that numbness carries on, and that the wisdom that's been delivered unto you is wasted, because yes, there is an element of something shattering around you, but it's not anything that actually affects you. But it does appear to be something that maybe you can step in and help rebuild. This is really quite a beautiful reading, but you will have to make a commitment. But it doesn't matter that you haven't made a commitment to this yet, because you have been slowed down, one, for all the information to come to you, two, for all the choices to be paraded in front of you, and three, for you to become aware of whatever it is that is broken and needs fixing. But I think I will call this reading "We Will Fix It" because that seems to be the thrust of the reading here, with Da'at, the null or the emptiness in the center of the tree of life. It is the conduit through which all emanations pass. It is and is not an emanation of itself. It is that space, that void within the tree of life itself, which everything is connected to and is in and of itself nothing at the same time. This is a massive creative time that as soon as you start creating, you will have an increase, because I rather feel that whatever led you into this whole, well, what do I do now situation, that particular form of conflict is over. And I do want to stress that that sense of releasing your ego, because I do get the feel, you know, like the 5-year-old going, but I wanted to stay and watch whatever, and the parents going, no, we're going to the park. You need some fresh air. We want to walk out. It's sunny. Let's go to the park. I mean, but then when you get to the park, it's beautiful and sunny, and you have a while of a time, you know. So there's, not sure where I was going with that now. There's yes, that release of the ego. Something that you had wanted to do is not cancelled, but it's just not right now because there's something more important to do first. And the sense of enjoyment that you can get from taking on this burden is a good one. That sense of accomplishment. You will, this puts it very mundanely, but you will be rewarded for whatever it is that you are trying to, that you finally commit to. Or if you do not commit, you will be left hanging. You will be left hanging, being just as aimless a few months down the line as what you are right now. But it is a matter of some of the anxieties that you have relate to this broken thing. But if you in your mind can see how it can be fixed, then you can use those anxieties as fuel. You can use those anxieties, rather than let them dominate you and make you live in fear, you can use the anxieties to go, I'm uneasy about that bit needs fixing. And then you will be, with the options that are still being paraded in front of you, you will be able to find an appropriate solution. So this is a really, really nice reading. Whatever you start right now, especially if it's for the greater good, I suppose is the best way to put it, but it's putting your own ego desires to one side, because I want, for example, yeah, the 5-year-old kid wanting to stay in, but then manages to go out to the park and have a wonderful time. There is quite a bit of mind-numbing work in all of this, but if there's some, where the thing is broken, if there's something where you look at it and you just feel numb, and you know, like your rational mind is going, yeah, that's not right. That's not right. But your emotional self is just, I can't react. I don't know. I can't react to that. That's where the thing that needs fixing is. Okay, so I also pulled a verse from the Tao Te Ching, and I've not read it yet. We have verse 78, the virtue of water. Oh, this is appropriate. There is nothing under heaven softer and weaker than water. Yet to attack the hard and the strong, nothing can surpass it. Nothing can take its place. That is why the soft overcomes the hard, the weak surpasses the strong. Everyone knows this, yet no one is able to practice it. Therefore the sage says, he who can take upon himself the humiliation and insults inflicted on the country is called the king of the state. He who can take upon himself the bad luck suffered by the country is called the emperor of the land under heaven. Straightforward words often seem contrary. That is very much relating to the whole, but I wanted to watch whatever. You know, that whole, there is a goal that you had and it appears to have been thwarted for a while. That's fine, because there's so much more, not more important, more pressing work to be done that you are ideally suited to perform. And I do get the feeling, although I can't tell you which card I get this feeling from, but I do get the feeling that what you wanted to do initially would not be able to proceed if you don't do this bit. So there is, like I say, that the other thing with this Nine of Pentacles, that sense of rebirth. With a rebirth, it is the same thing that is born again, even though it is born in a new form and a new life, but like a phoenix rising from the ashes, what you may be putting to one side at the moment is something that can return. But what you are being called to do right now is to lay the groundwork so that the thing that you want to do has the suitable structure around it to be sustainable when you finally do get the opportunity to do it. So I hope that means something to you, Tiger. It's probably, if you had your heart set on a specific goal, it's probably not the good news you were wanting. If, however, you are already in that the hell do I do now sort of stage that we've got here with this double Seven of Cups, then I think that this is actually a really good reading. A way will come apparent, but it's only when you're putting aside your own desires or sense of importance. You can be, okay, I'm saying this slightly tongue-in-cheek, but that you can be far more important than you ever dreamed by putting aside all need to be important. Because that recognition, if you make the choice to pursue whatever this is, this recognition is coming to you. But when it comes to you, if you're doing it right, you won't really give a hoot because you're busy. So yeah, recognise a way. I'm over here doing this. Okay, Tiger, so if it means anything to you, comment down below. I suppose the next readings out will be the full moon readings, and I'm hoping to try my first live stream Halloween, which is the birthday of my channel. So evening UK time, I will hopefully try my first live stream. And the fact that I'm not sure whether Mercury has gone direct oh no, we're still in the middle of Mercury retrograde, aren't we? Oh well, it either works or it doesn't. Either way, I will see you on Halloween with the full moon readings. Cheers.